So you found a great place to prospect. Found it on the map, did your research, but then you realize it belongs to someone else, that property. So what do? All the videos say get permission. If you don't, you get into big trouble. Trespassing, fines, equipment's taken away from you. But no one tells you how to get permission. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how I get permission. No, you're not going to be knocking on people's doors, embarrassing them, embarrassing you. They're going to think you're a salesman anyways. No, I've got a better approach, a methodical approach that works. So let's go. Step one is to find the gold location that you want to go prospecting at. Now, that's not what this video is about. I do have a different video called Discover the Secret Gold Locations in Your Area, and there'll be a link in the description that will tell you how to find the closest place to go prospecting for gold. Get the contact information of the owners of the property. You can find this information online. I use a tool called LandGlide, of which I have no affiliation whatsoever. It's just a cool tool. When you open LandGlide, you're presented with a world map. Now, I've not checked out the other countries, but I'm going to focus on US because that's where I'm at. So let's go to some areas that we found that we'd like to check out. Now, I'm just going to pick random areas. You know, I don't know if there's gold here or not, but it's just more to give you an example of how this thing works. So let's go to the area that we think we found some gold and we want to prospect at. These black lines right here are all the little creeks and streams. So we found an area we'd like to prospect. This little black line right here is the creek. And you can see there's a bunch of properties that own different parts of the creek. And you'd love to just prospect anywhere along here. But before you can do that, you need to get permission from any of these people. So we can start with this one right here, because you can see that it goes through the property. So let's click on it. A box opens up on the left that gives you the name of the person and their mailing address. And it says it's not owner occupied, which is great. So let's get their name. In this case, it's going to be this person right here. This is all public information. Looks like it's a trust. So I'm going to copy that. And let's go ahead and put it here. And then we want the mailing address. Let's copy that. And put it here. That's the first one. Now let's look at the next one. So we did this one. Well, it looks like the Peltons own a number of this property. So that would actually cover this one, to cover this area right up here. And over here, though, is this person, which owns a big property front. I like that. Let's click on them. And their name is Jacqueline Casillas. I'll copy that. I'll paste it in my document. Get the mailing address. And put it on our Word document for now. Let's go back to our properties. And this person right here too. Click on them. Let's copy them. You can see you get all sorts of names this way. And that's the location, but we want the mailing address. That. Let's see what else we got. That was the person here. Now that's pretty much, that's a little one. There's a little bit on this one. We could do that one, but let's do let's do this one. That's the historic Dan Christie trustee. Okay, good. And get us mailing address. Right. What else we got? That looks like a good front right there. And it looks like we hit these people already, so they could probably cover several of them. This one's a big one down here. I would have no problem prospecting on here because the creek goes right through their property. So let's hit it. Let's get their name. mailing address. And you can do as many as you want. Good sampling to start with here. Perfect. Now we are done with LandGlide. This is the template that I use, and you can edit it any way you like and make your own templates. I start off with, my name is, put your name there, and I'm an amateur gold prospector. I publish gold prospecting videos on YouTube and have been prospecting for X number of years, and I put in where I go, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina areas. I'm looking for new prospecting sites so that I can create videos for my YouTube channel, and I put that in there to legitimize it. I would be grateful if you would let me prospect for gold on the creek and name the creek that goes there, that runs through your property located at, and that's the address that we found. I followed these rules, and you see this is important. I never reveal the location of the video or any other identifying information. This is so that people can keep their privacy. I will always respect your property and leave it in the same condition as it was found. I will provide the exact locations of any gold I find in your property. Rather than knock on your door unannounced, I prefer to make this first contact with you by letter. I have enclosed a stamped, self-addressed return envelope and also a slip for you to return noting your wishes. But please do not hesitate in phoning the number at the bottom of this page or emailing me at, put your email address there, if it is more convenient, and we can arrange a time to meet. If you're interested, I would be more than happy for you to accompany me on my first outing on your land. I could lend you one of my spare gold pans for the day and give you an insight into what makes gold prospecting so fascinating and rewarding. I thank you in anticipation for your consideration of this request, and I look forward to your reply. Sincerely, and then put your name and telephone number. I try to send out at least one letter a week requesting permission. Take note though. Maintain a database of the letters you send out and any notes you have that you made to make the selection in the first place. You'll need to refer to this information when somebody contacts you at a later date. So this is what could happen next. 1. The owner contacts you and you're good to go. Right on. 2. They trash the letter and you'll never hear from them again. This will cost you the price of a stamp. 3. They hang on to it because they're considering it. You might hear from them at a later date. 4. They reply back a resounding no. In some cases they say no because they figure they can just go out and test it themselves and see if there's gold. I mean, how hard could it be? Simply purchase a gold pan, throw some dirt in it, and you're rich. Yeah, okay. After they find out the hard way they can't do it because they don't have the skills, they contact you and say, hey, I know I said no, but I've changed my mind. Could you come out and check my property for gold? Of course, you graciously say yes. So what happens if you find gold? Your chances of finding a lot of gold are pretty slim. After you show the owner of the property the few specks that you found, which might come to $1 or $2 if you're lucky, the owner will most likely not be quite so interested, but will let you come back to the property anytime you like. At least that's been my experience. So in summary, it's a process, nothing more, nothing less. Make it a weekly task and send out 1 or 2 of these letters, and before you know it, you have places to legally prospect. So follow this process, get your permission, and get the gold. Let's go.